Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
We are live from the Varsity Media Sports Network. I'm John Baccio. Here on the call, we have a huge matchup here today between the Massapequa Mustangs and the Lynbrook Titans on Mitchell Field at the Mitchell Athletic Complex for the 12U Nassau County Youth Football Championship. We've got a great game on our hands today. As I said, Massapequa faces off against Lynbrook. And it seems as if Lynbrook is going to be kicking off. That's the way that we'll be starting it. You can see the 12-year-old bracket right here. Massapequa cruised through to the championship, a 32-0 win over Plain Edge. And then Lynbrook had a pretty decisive victory over the 3-seeded Uniondale. We got a 1-2 matchup here today, and it should be very interesting. Kicking it off again is Lynbrook. On the kick, we are getting ready to go. On the kick is going to be Bryce Baccio. Back to receive for the Mustangs is Malachi Felician. Here's the kick. It's short to the 45. Massapequa recovers, and we are off and running. 9:58 on the clock, and Massapequa's offense is out on the field and ready to go. At the helm for Massapequa, you've got the quarterback, number 65, Finn Hansen. Hansen, the second-string QB, had to come in once their starter got injured. He's been with the team for the last few weeks, and you can see the starters right here. As I said, at quarterback, you've got Finn Hansen, then the star receiver running back duo, Jamad Jackson is going to be in the backfield with him. Alongside them is Malachi Felician as your running back and Douglas Cristalis as the fullback. Moving along, got Daniel Sherrick as your wideout, and the offensive line is just stacked with talent. And that right tackle, Michael Verdi, is a guy to look out for today. Here we are on the 45, 1st and 10, Hansen. He gets the handoff, and it's handed off up. And he's through. It's Douglas Cristalis. He's taken down at the 30. And that's one way to start off the game. The Lynbrook starters go as follows. You've got Brendan Barkley as your defensive end, Charlie Solin as your defensive tackle, and Mark Letterman, the nose tackle in that 3-3 stack defense that Lynbrook loves to run. You've also got Jack O'Donovan as a D tackle, Bryce Baccio as an outside linebacker, and the rest are coming to play. Hansen under center. He's got two in the backfield. Sherrick to the right side. Hansen receives the snap, hands off to the running back. It's Felician. And the tackle is made. Seems to have been Thomas Potash on the tackle. And that's just a very solid tackle right there. Thomas Potash, his 8th year playing football for the Lynbrook Titans. He is just lightning fast. He's a starting running back for not only the Titans, but his middle school as well, the Kellenberg Latin School. I mean, this Lynbrook team is loaded with talent, but the Massapequa Mustangs do remain the 1 seed heading into today. Hansen, 3 in the backfield, a tight end to the left side. That's Mulligan, a great blocker who's now in motion. He moves behind the quarterback. Hansen hands off, Felician up the middle. And he is gang tackled. Rather, that's Jamad Jackson, the stud RB for the Massapequa Mustangs. He's taken down by a mishkalance of Lynbrook players. Massapequa's got a second down from about the 21-yard line. And here we go, 8 minutes left here in the first quarter of the Nassau County Youth Football League Championship. Hansen in a similar set. Mulligan in motion again. Hansen hands off as he almost gets mauled in the backfield, but Jamad Jackson's got room to run, and he's into the end zone. Jamad Jackson sees the gap, hits the gap, and there was no one in sight. Green grass left to go, and Massapequa takes an early 6-0 lead, and you could see it right here. Jamad Jackson cuts it up the middle of the field, and you could say goodbye. A great run to start it off here for the Massapequa Mustangs, and they are represented in every single championship game that they could be. The only one that they're not in is the 13U championship, which they don't even have a team. Here's the PAT. It's up. No good. That one was just wide to the right. But Massapequa starts this one off with flying colors as they take an early 6-0 lead off the works of Jamad Jackson. And that reminds us, if you ever want a highlight reel done, as Jamad Jackson probably does after this game, you can get your individual highlight video here at Varsity Media. All you got to do is email jeff@varsitymedia.net. You could relive your athlete's season, his or her best plays of the year, editing effects, music, the works. Just contact Varsity Media, and if you do so today, you save 10% on that video. And I mean, that's just a great deal. Varsity Media, a very professional company. They'll serve you right. Again, email jeff@varsitymedia.net in order to get that highlight tape done, as Massapequa is now going to be kicking off. But I mean, something that I can say, as a broadcaster, I like putting together some stuff for myself. And I mean, if Varsity Media was going to do that for me, if I'm an athlete, I mean, I can't ask for much better. Kicking it off for the Massapequa Mustangs is going to be number 87, Jack Mulligan. Mulligan, the tight end, likes to sit on that offensive line, block for his quarterback, but he can also get after it in the receiving game. He's got some great hands to make good catches. Lynbrook looking to get their first possession up and running. As again, it is Mulligan to kick. 2 men back to receive for the Titans. Here's the kick from Mulligan. That one goes all the way back to the 15-yard line. It's bobbled and picked up. Lynbrook now cutting it to the near side. A man right there, a stiff arm laid down. It's Cristalis. Cristalis finally taken down just past the 25-yard line. And that was a great tackle right there from Massapequa. On that one was Luke Damiano, and here's the offense for the Lynbrook Titans. You'll notice, wait, where's the quarterback on this screen? And that's a great question to have that even I had heading into this one. But as Coach Berkeley said, they run a single wing offense, and that's mainly ran by 3 guys in the backfield. You got Matty Muhammad running a wing back, Mikhail Miranda, Bryce Baccio Tommy Potash, Brett Keeley, and more. Here's the handoff right up the middle, and there is no room to run. Great tackle right there by Aiden Carrozza of Massapequa. Brett Keeley getting the first handoff of the game. And you're going to see something that's common throughout this game. Lynbrook's never going to have a guy under center. As I said, they don't run with the quarterback. They've got 3 guys crouched down in the backfield. And although you're going to have a guy under center, it's never going to be that primary quarterback type of player. Lynbrook, 3 in the backfield. It's given to Potash. Potash is off and running. He's past everybody, and all he sees is open grass, the 10, the 5, the end zone. Tommy Potash ties this one up on the second snap of the game for Lynbrook. Let's take another look. Potash gets the snap, gets in front of his blockers, and there's no catching that man. There goes Thomas Potash in his 8th year for the Lynbrook Titans. He's coming out with a vengeance. He's not only the starting running back here for the Titans, but he's also the starting running back for the Lynbrook Middle School. I mean, he's just lightning fast, and he showed it off right there. He's got a nasty stiff arm, which he also just showed out. And here they are for the 2-point conversion. Low snap. Potash has to follow on it. And that is going to be no good on the 2-point. Tapped down by the Mustangs defense. The main man on it seemed to be Jair Rashad. Thomas LaBarbera also involved in the play. The cornerback getting in the mix. And I mean, this game's already off with flying colors. Massapequa, Lynbrook tied at 6 with 6:43 left on the clock. Lynbrook strikes on their second snap of the game. Massapequa a little bit more drawn out of a drive. And now we're going to get to kickoff. You see right here, here's that Massapequa defense that we didn't even get to show you guys on that first drive. Your linebacker crew in that 3-3 stack that Massapequa loves to run. You've got Luke Niemi, Malachi Felician, Douglas Cristalis, and Aiden Carrozza all in the mix. You've also got Daniel Sherrick, guys like Jair Rashad up top, Michael Verdi, that nose tackle that loves getting to the QB. You've also got your monsters off the end in both Jamad Jackson and Jack Mulligan. Here's the kickoff from Lynbrook. It's Baccio on it again. Baccio with the kick. It goes about 20 yards, and it's finally picked up by Massapequa on the 35. Still running is Jackson. Jackson finally gets broken down at the 40. On the tackle there was Dominic Martinez. And here's the replay. Baccio with a nice low line drive kick. Jamad Jackson was all over it. He cuts it to the left side, and there was just nowhere to go. Again, scores 6-6 here at Mitchell Field Complex for the 12 and under Nassau County Youth Football League Championship. Finn Hansen, the man under center for Massapequa, the second-string QB that steps in. He's been with the team for the last few weeks. And now he comes in, he looks to control the offense in a very balanced game. Hansen with a handoff, and Jackson gets mauled. On the tackle right there was Berkeley. Rather, you also had Charles Solin Jr. on that one. He's just a relentless pass rusher and a strong run stuffer. He shows it off right there. Charles Solin gets in the mix to get Jamad Jackson down in the backfield. Hansen with 2 in the backfield, 1 wide receiver to the near side. It's looking like a 2nd and 11. Hansen with the pitch to Jackson. Jackson up the middle of the field. He breaks 2 tackles, breaks another. He's still on his feet. And he's broken down at the 40-yard line The last line of defense coming in clutch for Lynbrook, or else Jackson could have been gone right there. Seems like it was Bryce Baccio to retreat. And here's the replay. Jackson gets the pitch, cuts it up the middle of the field. Now he's off to the right side, spins away from one, and then finally coming in to get the tackle. A clutch play by this Lynbrook defense. Now Massapequa in the same set, but reverse. That one's handed off to Felician. Felician has to go all the way to the far side. He beats Baccio, and now he's still not pushed out of bounds. Good job right there by Lynbrook to finally push him out. That was Elias Vanderos on the tackle, and Malachi Felician had open space. He hit that outside, and he could have hit that one fast. That was looking bad for Lynbrook, but they recover. And here it is. Felician cuts to the outside, beats one man. And there was just one more to beat. Just could not get there. He's taken down at the 11-yard line. That play is actually going to be brought back. Because of a flag, it was a holding on Massapequa. So we're all the way back at the 41-yard line. Pequa going to have a 2nd and 10. Bit of confusion here on the field between the referees. We're just going to have to see how this all plays out. A cold, windy day here at Mitchell Field. It's about 30 degrees here. And it might not be the most fun atmosphere for these kids in terms of weather. But what a fun game we've got ahead of us, and we're already off to a hot start, tied up at 6. Hansen in a 5-man O-line set. 2 receivers out to the left side, 2 running backs in the backfield. Hansen puts a man in motion. That's Sherrick. The handoff right up the middle, and he's still going. That's Douglas Cristalis, who gets taken down by 3 men of Lynbrook. Cristalis just keeps the legs churning on that play. A great job to push up the Massapequa Mustangs to the 35-yard line. And you can see it right here. Cristalis just refuses to go down. Rather, he gets taken down just shy of the 25. And the Mustangs have got a 1st and 10. Mason on 1st down. It's a handoff right up the middle, and Felician's got room. A nice block by Sherrick, and that will get Felician to the promised land. Touchdown, Mustangs. What a play from Massapequa. And Malachi Felician gets his first TD of the game. Let's take another look. Hansen gets the snap. He's got 2 in the backfield. Mulligan's out in front to block. Felician gets the ball, and you can see Mulligan right there. Gets the block to get Felician to the outside, and number 4, Danny Sherrick, picks one up and gets Felician past the pylon for 6. The PAT attempt, it's bobbled, and now Massapequa's got nothing to do. Pass by the place kicker is incomplete. The kicker there seemed to have been Jack Mulligan again, who just had a tough time on that play. Not much you can do. The snap just low and bobbled, and then Mulligan had to get it off somehow. It wasn't sacked, but this does still stay at a 6-point game. Both of these teams unable to convert their extra points. Mulligan just wide on the first kick. But still, what a game this has been. And again, guys, an individual highlight video from Varsity Media won't make you look too bad. And, not only does it have to be in the college recruiting process or anything along those lines, this could just be something for yourself. So again, you could relive your athlete season. Just email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. If you contact him today, you save 10% on that buy. And as I was saying, this isn't just something for your college recruiting process. This is something that you could look back on 30 years down the line just for some fun. See what you did in middle school football, as I bet a lot of these guys would love to do. Show your family, show your friends, maybe show your kids one day. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there if you just email Jeff at Varsity Media for a highlight tape. It's Mulligan on the kick again. That's a high flyer. Received at the 20 and bobbled. It's finally put down at the 30-yard line by Brett Keeley. And now Lynbrook's going to get right back running on offense. Last time around, Thomas Patash on the second snap for Lynbrook made Massapequa pay. Nearly a 70-yard run to the crib. And they're right back at it. 3 men crouched. The snap right up the gut. And it seemed to have been Patash on it again. He keeps it going for about 2 to 3 yards. And Massapequa was all over it. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 here. With 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Massapequa have a 6-point lead. And on Lynbrook's second possession of the game, they look to tie this one right back up. 3 in the backfield again. It's back to Potash. Potash cuts it to the near side, and that seems to have been a loss. Thomas Potash, speed kills. But right there, just couldn't get there fast enough. He was able to get to the edge, and that could have been room to run. But a great play by the Massapequa defense, and you can see right there, Malachi Felician all over it. Makes an incredible tackle to put this game to a quick stop. The man down on the field. We're going to cut this one to break, just see what happens. We'll be back in a few minutes here from the Varsity Media Sports Network. This is John Baccio for the Nassau County Youth Football Championship.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any.
And we're right back here for the 12 and under Nassau County Youth Football Championship. Lynbrook right up the middle. Brett Keeley has open space, and he's taken down by Massapequa at the 43.
First down.
Good tackle right there by Jamon Jackson. And also Aiden Carosa involved in the tackle. Massapequa have just under 2.5 minutes to go here. They've got to go 40 or 55 yards downfield. If they want 6 before half, it's back to Keeley up the middle. And he gets ragdolled.
Kelly with the carry.
Aiden Carosa was right back on it. And circling back a few plays, it was Malachi Felician who went down. He comes off the sideline, but he's got up and back by himself, so he's all good. He's just taking a rest for a few plays. Massapequa looking to send the heat. They've got 8 down linemen. Lynbrook with a run and only a gain of 1. On the play right there was Matty Muhammad taking the snap. A good blocker who runs the ball well from the wingback position. Just not much room to run right there. as this clock just keeps on churning. Now nearing a minute to go in the half. Lynbrook might have to start using these timeouts. It's another run up the middle from Lynbrook. And it's taken down. On the tackle right there was Danny Sherrick. And there was absolutely nothing to do for Lynbrook right there. Excuse me, it was Aiden Carrozza again. He's been all over the field today. A true ball hawk sniffing out all the runs. And Lynbrook doesn't know how to deal with it. Here's the snap. It's back to Potash. Potash cuts it to the far side. Puts a stiff arm on one. 3 men on him, and Massapequa gets the stop. Make it 4th down here.
Thomas Potash with the carry.
And here it is again.
By Luke Niemi.
Potash tries getting past Mulligan, but his help is there. I mean, everybody was on that play. You had Luke Damiano. You had Niemi. You had Cristalis. And Mulligan was there as well. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Let's see if Massapequa can get anything going in these last 15 seconds to put up an extra couple points. It'll be tough, but doable. Hansen under center. 3 in the backfield. Mulligan in motion. The handoff. Jackson splits 2. Cuts it to the far side. 1 man to beat. He puts a juke move on. And now with 8 seconds, he's taken down at the 24. Massapequa is going to call a timeout here. That's their first that they've used this half. Or rather, this clock is actually just going to run all the way down. I thought we got the timeout signal. But, I mean, what a run right there. And Massapequa goes into the second quarter up 12-6. Here it is. Jackson splits the defenders, tries just barely getting past Potash. But what a great open field tackle from Lynbrook right there. That'll do it for the first quarter. We'll see you back for the second. Massapequa is going to have the ball on the 25. You can see Massapequa in the huddle right here. And they've just come out and been really, really dominant. Finn Hansen, he manages this offense well. He just does a great job getting it to his weapons. And then he lets those guys do the work as they should. Guys like Jamad Jackson, Malachi Felician. I mean, they've been all over the ball today, wreaking havoc on this Lynbrook defense. And Massapequa just keeps going back to the people that they know and love. You know, they take the pressure off the quarterback. They let their running backs do the work. But then they're not afraid to air out the ball, although you don't see it very often. But Massapequa, you just don't know what to predict. You just got to take your pill with pride with their running backs. You've also got Douglas Cristalis in the backfield as a fullback. Hansen with 2 behind. Mulligan now over to the right side. Hansen's going to hand it off to Jackson again. Jackson splitting defenders. And he's taken down. That'll be about a 5-yard gain for Massapequa.
Jackson with the carry.
Yeah, that'll be 7 yards on the play right there. Jamad Jackson with space, open up field. He's just an absolute stud. Lynbrook just having trouble containing him. But still, they've been doing a very good job of containing this offense. They've put up 12 so far. And on this third possession, they look to put up more, but Lynbrook are forcing them to march down this field, and Jamad Jackson balls loose on the handoff. Who fell on it? It looks like it's Lynbrook, and it's going that way. Right on cue, Lynbrook gets the fumble. Fire me up. What a play right there by Casey Gilchrist. And he's pumping up the crowd. Fumble on the handoff. And falling on it is the Lynbrook defense. You had everybody there ready to go. And they force the fumble, pick it up. Elias Vanderoos on the jump. Here's the handoff up the middle again. That's Keeley. Keeley bull rushes for about 7. Also, I must have to correct myself. It was Eamon Hounce for the Lynbrook defense. Right there for the fumble and pumping up the crowd right after. Lynbrook have prime opportunity here to put some points on the board. Here's the snap. Back right up the middle. Believe that was Keeley again on it. But this Massapequa D-line never lets up. Jamad Jackson, Michael Verdi, Jack Mulligan. They're all over the ball every single play. And Michael Verdi, the nose tackle. Just a great run stopper. And he's always on the ball. One of the top players on this Massapequa team. He does a great job on both ends as both a right tackle and that defensive tackle. Here's the handoff. It's Patash. He tries getting it to the near side, but the Massapequa defense says no. It was Luke Niemi on that tackle.
Thomas Padish.
And here's the replay.
Harry, gain of 2.
Patash to the left side. And a great tackle by Mulligan as well. And that's a big thing that Massapequa loves to do. Get every guy on the ball. It's 11 men on that defense, and it's 11 men to the ball every single play. All these guys have just a super high level of effort. And there's another run. Jamad Jackson slaps the helmet. Feed him more. Jamad Jackson doing it on both ends as Lynbrook had nowhere to go on that play.
Makes it 3rd and 11.
Make it 3rd and 11 for the Lynbrook Titans. This offense, in that first quarter, their first possession of the game, had no trouble getting downfield with nearly a 70-yard touchdown out of Patash. And now, they've just got nowhere to run on these plays. And there it is again. The run to Patash, a tackle made by Mulligan. Massapequa will not let up.
Brought down for a loss by Jack Mulligan.
Let's show it to you again. Jack Mulligan gets in the backfield immediately and leaves no room. You also had Danny Sherrick in on the play. It is 4th and long here for Lynbrook. They're just going to have to punt. Looking like Jamad Jackson is back to receive. Here comes the punt. Bryce Baccio has nowhere to go, and he's tackled. The snap came in late. Or rather, not even was the snap late, but Massapequa was just all over it. Luke Niemi gets there immediately, and Massapequa, rather than starting on the 50, they're starting on the 15-yard line. Here's the snap. Baccio tries getting out of it, but there's nowhere to run from Luke Niemi.
At the Lynbrook 18.
Massapequa's restarting right where they nearly had it on the Lynbrook 18. Mulligan in motion, handoff. Jackson still moving. Past the 10. Might just be first down yardage.
Jackson with the carry.
Seems to be 2nd and 1 here for the Mustangs.
Thomas Paddish.
Massapequa lining up in a similar formation to last. 4:40 on the clock. That is 4:40 left in the second quarter, and now there will be a timeout. That timeout will be for Lynbrook. That'll do it here. Still 4:36 on the clock. This is John Baccio with the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll take a quick break for this timeout and be right back.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay?
We're right back here. The Mustangs knocking on the door at the 9-yard line. It's a handoff, and it's a touchdown. On the touchdown right there, none other than Douglas Cristalis. He stomps the ground, and he puts another 6 on the board, make it 18 for the Massapequa Mustangs. Finn Hansen, no issues getting it to the main man up the middle. Looked like it was going to Malachi Felician all the way, but the sleight of hand from Hansen gets it to Cristalis. And he finds the unmarked 10 yards. Here's the PAT attempt. Mulligan 0 for 1 on his actual kicks. And make it 0 for 2, unfortunately. Mulligan unable to strike, but he's been a great player today for the Massapequa Mustangs. An avid blocker. And also a huge guy up front. And again, Varsity Media does provide individual highlight videos. All you gotta do is email jeff@varsitymedia.net. I mean, for a touchdown like we just saw from Cristalis, maybe they might want a little highlight tape after today. You could relive your athlete's season, his or her best plays of the year, editing effects and music and everything else you could possibly imagine to get an individual highlight video. Just contact Varsity Media today, and you could save 10% on your video. Peak was going to be kicking it off. And Lynbrook back to receive. The score now 18-6 with 4 minutes and 31 seconds on the clock. Here at Mitchell Field, the wind still blowing, the cold still freezing at Mitchell Field Complex for the 12 and under Nassau County Youth Football League Championship. Here's the kick. It goes short, and it's picked up by Brett Keeley. Great Heads up play right there from Keeley to grab that. It was past 10 yards, so he went and dove on it. But he was able to get there before the crowd of Mustangs. Here's another look. Massapequa all bunched up. No one knows what's happening. We think they're still in the huddle. Brett Healy, the first one to recognize it, and he's right there. Here's the snap. That's Patash right up the middle. And he's tackled by the defensive line of the Mustangs. That's something that we've just seen all day. They're really quick to recognize these run plays. Left side, right side, up the middle, misdirections, pitches, everything you could possibly imagine. You know, as a little league team, it may be a little bit difficult to adjust playing defense against a team that doesn't have the traditional quarterback, receivers, one running back, maybe one fullback. Lynbrook is totally different. Wingbacks, fullbacks, running backs, 2 of them in fact. I mean, everything you could possibly imagine is thrown at him. And here's Patash to the near side. Patash still moving. And he's taken down for a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd down here for the Lynbrook Titans.
Thomas Gary, stop by Jackson.
And here's the replay. Almost looked like he was going to pass it. But Jamad Jackson was right there. And that was an easy enough play for Jamad Jackson. If Patash is thinking of passing it, he's still going. And he just tucked under. But Jackson wasn't buying anything. Makes a solid tackle to put Lynbrook on a 3rd down. 1 receiver to each side. 2 men in the backfield. A tight end on the right. Right up the middle again. Just going to see who gets out of the pile on that carry. Right in the mix right there was number 34, William Pasella. Pasella out in front to block for his gang. And he's right there again to do the same. 4 in the backfield for Lynbrook. Pequa sending the heat. It's to Patash on the near side, and he's taken down. Good tackle by Danny Sherrick. Massapequa, that 3-3 stack today has been deadly. And that is going to be a turnover on downs, I believe. Seems that there was a penalty on the play. I believe it was on Lynbrook. Massapequa should deny that one. Yeah, it was a face mask. Rather, it's going to be on Massapequa. So Lynbrook's going to have themselves a free 1st down. Not exactly sure where that came from. But you know what? When there's that scrum in the middle of the field like Lynbrook loves to do, it's difficult to recognize where the penalties come from. But good job on the refs picking that one up. Lynbrook down 12 points. Looking to rebound before the half to at least put something on the board as we approach 2 minutes. Here's the handoff. It's to the right side. It's Patash again. Rather, that's Keeley. And I mean, these guys have really been working it all of today. Keeley, Patash, and the rest of the crew have been getting all the work. And then you also see some Matty Muhammad mixed in there, some Makai Miranda. All these guys really getting in the mix. And that's what makes Lynbrook's offense so electric. They can do almost anything they want, and it'll shock the defense. Patash is going to take this one for himself right off the snap. To the left side, taken down. Cristales making the tackle from behind. Now 55 seconds on the clock. You can see it right here. Patash tried getting off of Cristales. He grabs that arm and takes him down. 40 seconds left before halftime. Here for the 12 and under Nassau County Youth Football League Championship. 3 in the backfield. It's a pass from Keeley to Patash. And what a play by Cristales.
Stopped by Luke Niemi.
Rather, excuse me, that was Luke Niemi on the tackle right there. Big number 25 gets big for the tackle on the screenplay. He sniffed that one out immediately, and you saw it right there. Easy peasy. A huge play by Luke Niemi, and this clock now down to 11 seconds. Lynbrook called their first timeout of today. They've got 30 yards to go. And here on third down, this will be a huge play to determine if they can get to the half with double digits. Lynbrook in the usual set. The snap. Blockers out in front to the right side. The guards are pulling. And it's loose. Did Pequa pick it up? And the refs are going to point Lynbrook's way. It does not even matter, though, because triple zeros are on the clock. 18-6 the score heading into half. No room to run. Patash tried cutting it up, but he gets stripped from behind. A tough break for the Lynbrook Titans. That's the first half, everybody. We'll see you for the second half. I'm John Baccio here with Varsity Media Sports Network. The Massapequa Mustangs up 18-6.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. For the adults watching this video, you grew up in a world where officials, umpires, and referees for youth sports took their place regularly and reliably ahead of game time. Today, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to fill those jobs. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media. And there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Massive shortages of officials now lead to games being canceled, and the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. I'm hoping we all can begin to see youth competition through a different lens. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule.
Any call, any decision, any human effect on wins and losses has become subject to not just withering criticism, but physical threats. There's a vicious cycle at work. Fans chase away officials, and there is a smaller pool to draw from, which makes it harder to get quality, well-trained people in position. The entire game suffers.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines. This sort of verbal abuse and threatening behavior takes a toll on all officials and makes them leave the game altogether.
Did you know from 2018 to 2022, an estimated 50,000 high school referees, roughly 20%, have quit? Half of the remaining referee population is at least 50 years old, but young officials are rarely staying more than 3 years in the job.
If the number of officials working contests in all sports doesn't begin to increase, there won't be enough officials to work the games. That means schedules will get cut, teams or even sports might get canceled. In many states, this is already happening.
Remember that officials are invested in what they do. Many officials have regular, full-time jobs, and they're sacrificing time away from their families. Try to demonstrate empathy. Put yourself in their position. Think how you would feel about getting yelled at throughout your workday.
Yelling and arguing with officials sends the wrong message to young players. According to Play by the Rules sports advocacy, it teaches them that it's not okay to make a mistake. They can blame others for their actions. They can disrespect authority figures. And it's okay to be rude and selfish.
You know, officials enforce rules, keep competitions fair, and make player safety a priority, allowing youth sports to be a valuable arena for growth. If we can all just work together and be more empathetic to not just the officials, but everyone else in youth and high school sports, we can then preserve what many of us have embraced about athletics. And you and I know the benefits of sports, right? Let's spread that gratitude and be proud of what we can build and not blind to how it's being torn down. Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So what happens now? Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control, and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
Now that the season is ending, it's time to order a college recruiting video from Varsity Media. Our video will help save you thousands of dollars in college tuition and land a spot on the team. Our videos include a bio section, editing effects to help you stand out on the field, music, and a digital link to send to college coaches. And if you act today, we are offering 15% off when you mention this ad, good through Thanksgiving. Contact Varsity Media today at 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCASTs.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles. Out in Setauket, we love those differing styles, right?
Top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
We are back on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I'm John Baccio here on the call. 18-6 the score. The Massapequa Mustangs with the lead. And a quick reminder, if you want to get your individual highlight video, shoot an email over to Jeff at varsitymedia.net. Relive your athlete's season, his or her best plays of the year, editing effects, and music. Contact Varsity Media today and save 10% on your purchase. I mean, the individual highlight video, you see the production that we produce over here at Varsity Media Sports Network. Now just imagine that getting put into your highlight reel. To me, that's a pretty cool imagination. But that's up to you. But definitely shoot an email over to Jeff at varsitymedia.net. A great guy. He'll give you a warm email back. And you'll be up and running with that highlight tape whenever you like. Again, email today to save 10% on your purchase. Massapequa is going to be kicking it off. They received in the first half. Lynbrook have two men back to receive in a hefty line at the 50. Again, 18-6 the score. The Mustangs scored on their first two possessions of the game. Lynbrook forced a fumble on the Mustangs' third possession. And then Lynbrook with a cautious mistake. They have a fumble of their own, which results in the Mustangs getting the ball back on the 18-yard line. They ran the ball down the field and hit 6. The wind is hefty here. That's why we have a placeman, a holder. And Jack Mulligan's kick is going all the way back to the 1-yard line. Finally picked up by Keeley. Keeley with blockers out in front. No space, though. And he is taken down right at the 10-yard line. A beautiful kick from Jack Mulligan that just barely gets past Lynbrook. And now the Massapequa Mustangs in good position. Lynbrook with a long field. They're down 12 points here in the Nassau County Youth Football League Championship here at Mitchell Field Complex, the 12 and under game. Coming to you from Varsity Media Sports Network. Here's the handoff to Keeley right up the middle. He gets hit and eventually taken down. Looks like it was Douglas Cristalis on the play, making the tackle right there. Lynbrook get a gain of about 3, making it 2nd and 7 here with 9 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Lynbrook, they might not have many more possessions in this game, so they really have to use their time wisely and score with effective quickness. This is really the time where you got to pick up a sense of urgency in that first half. You scored 6 on your first possession of the game, but then you went dry. But this team, as we know, they can get out and running with relative ease. Guys like Tommy Patash in the backfield, along with Brett Keeley, Makai Miranda, Maddie Muhammad, and a very solid offensive line. I mean, this team is set up for success. The only people stopping it, the only people stopping it are Massapequa's defense. Another run up the middle for Lynbrook. Good tackle right there. Seems like Cristalis got up and running again. Here's the replay of it. The run to Keeley. And bullying him down was both Cristalis and Jamad Jackson. The linebacker and defensive end combining. Here's another run right down Broadway. Maybe a gain of a few right there. Yeah, powering forward for 5 on that play was Keeley.
Andrew Edwards with the carry.
The offensive linemen for this Lynbrook squad, I mean, they've just been doing such a good job today. They put a lot on the line, and they really, really make it work. Guys like Jacob Wilson, Frank Monteleone, Brendan Barkley, Elias Vanderos. The right tackle, Charles Solin. The right power tackle, Tristan Rose, as here's another run. Taken down, no gain, no loss. And that tight end / right end, Bryce Baccio on the right side as well. I mean, all these guys really put in a ton of effort. Give their running backs some blocks up front in this single wing offense. Three in the backfield, 6 on the O-line. They all run to the right side in front of Patash. Patash gets tripped up. That looked like Malachi Felician making the tackle. Let's take another look. Here's the snap from Lynbrook. You can see Massapequa running that 3-3. You've got 2 guys to the right side, and it's an immediate run to the left side. But getting the tackle, Massapequa does a good job of containing. 5:50 on the clock. A run up the middle on the misdirection. Massapequa bought it, and it's going to be a first down for Lynbrook. Five minutes and 30 seconds left here in this third quarter. A fresh set of downs for Lynbrook. You've got Brett Keeley and Thomas Patash, the premier backs there again. It's Patash this time. He breaks through for about 5 yards as well.
Brett Kelly with the carry, stopped by Aiden Carraza.
Rather, that was Keeley on the play. Keeley, he's spent 6 years with this Titans squad. He's fast. He's strong. He makes the first guy miss.
6 yards to go.
He was the starting Latin school running back this year. And I mean, his favorite athlete is definitely fitting. He's a huge fan of the Giants and Saquon Barkley. As here he runs again. He's taken down just shy of the first down marker. Brett Keeley. Another thing that he definitely wanted to tell me before the game was that he loves himself some Fortnite. And you know what? That's totally fair. I get it. I don't even know what season they're on right now. It's got to be in the 20s at this point. But Brett Keeley, he loves to hop on his Xbox and get on Fortnite with the boys. Here's another handoff on the sweep to Keeley, but Danny Sherrick isn't buying it.
Brett Kelly with the run.
Danny Sherrick, a huge play right there to get the stop.
Sherrick.
Make it third down, and here's the replay. The handoff to Keeley, and in the backfield immediately, I mean, Danny Sherrick in the blink of an eye gets the tackle. Third and medium for Lynbrook. Still trying to march down this field. They started it off from the 10-yard line. They're at the 37. Here's the handoff. The snap goes straight to Patash. He cuts it to the near side. Did he have enough? He lunges forward, and they're going to say it's going Massapequa's way.
Thomas Patash with the run, short of the line to gain.
That's going to be short of the line to gain.
Stopped by
And that'll be a turnover on downs.
Elysium.
Patash can't get past the Massapequa defense. And I mean, everybody was there. Jackson and Aiden Carroza leading the pack.
Massapequa takes over on downs, 1st and 10 at the...
And now both of those guys are going to have to get right back on offense and start this thing up again, looking to lengthen Massapequa's lead, as they've done well so far this game. And now Lynbrook is going to have to call a timeout. We'll take a short break here. I'm John Baccio with the Varsity Media Sports Network. The Mustangs up 18-6.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights.
We're back on the Varsity Media Sports Network. The Mustangs lead 18-6 over the Lynbrook Titans. I mean, this has just been a back-and-forth game. A 1-2 matchup, and here comes Muhammad. Rather, that's Jackson. He fumbles, but was the knee down? Seems like the referees are saying that he was down before the change in possession. And they are. Let's take another look at it. Jamad Jackson, the stud. He's been hammering the ball all over Lynbrook today. He gets tackled, and, you know, now with a second look at that, that was a huge hit by Malachi Felician, huge hit by the Lynbrook defense. And it almost looked like he was still in the air while he let go of that ball. But they're going to let him have it. Felician with the run to the left side, and that's a huge play by Brendan Berkeley.
Malachi Felician.
Brendan Barkley, rather.
First down.
Brendan Barkley, a physical edge rusher. And just a quiet leader, you know. His dad's the head coach, but he's one of those guys that on the field, he's not loud, he's not flashy, but he gets the job done. Just a hard hitter, physical, gritty guy. Minute 25 left in the third quarter. Here's Finn Hansen. Hansen bobbles the snap and he puts the knee down. That'll make it third. And about 12 or 15 yards. And here's the replay on it. A low snap. And that's just one of those cases where the center for Massapequa, Jonathan Burek, was just looking to get it off. You know, when Lynbrook's playing 4 down linemen and you never know which one of them is going to be rushing the inside, it's difficult as a center to predict. And then it's even more difficult to get that ball off and then get up and running to get your blocks. Here's the pitch to Freeman. Felician taken down again. Malachi Felician had nowhere to run on that play. He gets the pitch, tries evading defenders, and the snag by his jersey. A huge play by Charles Solon. And Solon, he's a relentless pass rusher, a strong run stuffer, and that's what's proved to be crucial today. Lynbrook, they love running the ball, and those run stuffers are getting involved every single time. The clock hits zeros here on the third quarter. The Lynbrook Titans down 12, looking to get the ball back as Massapequa is going to have a 4th down. When we come back, this is John Baccio on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Massapequa with the ball.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end of season.
Back for the final quarter of action. This is John Baccio on the Varsity Media Sports Network. A fresh 10 minutes, and Massapequa looking to have 10 minutes to glory as they're up 12. Sherrick in motion. Hansen hands off. It's bobbled by the running back, Cristalis. Will it go Massapequa? It does stay with the Pequot offense. And now it is 4th down. Let's get a look. Hansen takes the snap cleanly, puts the man in motion to confuse the Lynbrook defense. But a great job by the Lynbrook D-line. Looked like it was Mark Letterman who got a good jump on that one. And he makes Massapequa pay on 4th down. We have a 4th and 10 on our hands. Hansen in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Man in the backfield. Felician moved to the backfield. Fake handoff. A throw down the near side. Jamad Jackson's right there to catch it. Does he? They're going to rule it incomplete.
Pass intended.
Luke Hansen, Finn Hansen, a good arm, gets it over to Jamad Jackson to make a play, but he just couldn't make the diving grab. Hansen lobs it up for Jackson, and he tries getting there, but just short. Good coverage as well by Lynbrook right there. That was Andrew Edwards, A.J. Edwards, getting the stop in coverage. He's a really hard runner from north to south, and right there, he makes a good play to get the stop as Lynbrook's first run is stopped on this drive. Only a minute taken off the clock on Massapequa's last drive. Lynbrook, if they can make do with these possessions that they're going to get, this is the time to kick it in overdrive. You need points. This drive is absolutely crucial for the Titans. The usual three in the backfield. Baccio off the right end. The snap, it's to Baccio. He takes it to the far side. Felician accompanies him, and he takes him down. Bryce Baccio, he's played in this program for 8 years. A strong utility player. But here's the replay. He just wasn't fast enough to get past Malachi Felician, who blows off a block and brings Baccio down. A little bit more on Bryce Baccio. He's a straight A student at the Kellenberg Latin School, voted into the Junior National Honor Society. But let's talk about his stuff on the field. He won Titans MVP, or at least he's a former Titans MVP, and he's also a phenomenal baseball player and wrestler. He led the Lynbrook Williamsport Little League team to eliminate their arch-rival Rockville Center in this year's tournament. As there's another run up the middle. It'll be third down for the Lynbrook Titans. And more on his wrestling. I mean, this guy's stats make me... I need to catch a breath whenever I read them out. And let me do it for you guys here. He's a 2-time New York State Youth Wrestling silver medalist, a 2-time Nassau County Youth Wrestling champ, a 4-time New York State Youth Wrestling finalist, and he's the king of the East Wrestling Tournament Championship at Hofstra. Whew. I mean, that was just a mouthful. Here's the snap on third down. To the right side, guards pulling. Lynbrook still moving, and it's just a yard or two shy from Patash. Massapequa gets a huge stop. And they get the ball right back. Sorry about the confusion on that play. It was fourth down rather than third. Unfortunately, the linesman has his back to the press box, so we can't see the down. We simply have to assume. 6:30 on the clock. Massapequa, dead center of the field to keep this time ticking. Hansen on the handoff. It's right up the middle. Ball's loose again. Looks like Felician picked it up and kept moving as he spins out for another extra few yards.
Felician with the carry.
Now looking like a 2nd and 4.
Stopped by Andrew.
2nd and 3 here for the Massapequa Mustangs. Lynbrook, it's not that time to use timeouts just yet. That one might be coming soon. Lynbrook, they've been doing a great job on offense today, and their defense has held up as well. Just been tough to put points up on this miraculous Mustangs defense. And right there, Jackson gets it up the middle, and he's met by the D-line.
Jackson.
That was Frank Monteleone all over it. Monteleone, a really good tackler. He's also the long snapper for this squad. Just a great team player. Frank Monty, as his teammates call him, also plays basketball, wrestling, and baseball. Guy's a multi-sport athlete, but he always saves football for the fall. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Hansen in the gun. And he gets Lynbrook to jump. Saw the two defensive ends there go early. Must have been a 2 count from Luke Hansen. That'll move the chains. A 10-yard penalty. And that's just a great play call from Massapequa. Luke Hansen goes from the gun to under center. Snaps it calls for the snap once. Lynbrook thought they were on it, but just not quite. Hansen under center again. He's got 2 in the backfield. Sherrick on the left side. It's a handoff to Jackson. Jackson's got open grass. He makes one miss. All he has is another defender, and he's into the left side of the end zone. Flags are on the field. Will this TD count? We're just going to have to await the call, but Jamad Jackson, what a run right there. A huge play to break it out. But it will be a flag on Massapequa. Jackson blows by defenders and finds the end zone on it. But this one's going to be taken all the way back to what seems to be the 45. And that's just rough. It'll be a second and 16, it seems. Another flag down on the field, and they're just going to call this play dead. Might have been an offside. Seems that one's going to go on Massapequa, and it's actually going to be a false start on the Mustangs. They keep on getting pushed back. It stays at second down. But with 3:40 on the clock, Lynbrook is still running out of time either way. Massapequa, if they can break out for another run and churn this clock a bit more, then that would be clutch to win this game. But still, the Titans, they need 2 possessions. That's getting the ball back off a Massapequa punt, which would take 2 more downs. Scoring on that drive, quickly at least. And then an onside kick plus another touchdown, and that's just to tie it. Handoff Jackson. Jackson's got open room. What did I say? Breaking off a big run. He makes the last line of defense miss. And there's no one left to see. Jamad Jackson, the stud of today. One of the offensive players of the game and of the season for Massapequa. Breaks one off to make this game 24-6. And that might just have put the stamp on the envelope. Jamad Jackson shifts through defenders. Cuts it to the outside. And the only man left was Jacob Mariner. A quick guy, knack for finding the ball, but just couldn't get to Jackson right there. Speed kills. Here's the extra point attempt. That one's wide. It is 24-6. And Massapequa, it shows how good they've been. The Massapequa Mustangs are the only program this year to have all 5 of their teams make the Division I championships. That's 8, that's 9, that's 10, 11, and 12. This program is absolutely incredible, an established youth football team on Long Island. And in the Nassau County Youth Football League, they have been great since day one. These guys, they stay together for long periods of time, and you might be wondering, well, there's still another game left. You say they're involved in every championship game. How's that possible if they're not in on the 13U game? Well, Massapequa actually just doesn't have a 13U team to make the championship. Speaking of which, that game's coming up next here on Varsity Media Sports Network. It'll be me back again on the call. The Farmingdale Hawks face off against the East Islip Redmen. But that's the 13U looking a little bit too far forward. Lynbrook looking to make this game as close as possible to finish off their 12U season. 2 minutes, 54 seconds on the clock. Massapequa in the black and gold looks to strike gold by the end of today. Here's the kick from Mulligan. Fielded at the 40, bobbled. But it's picked back up by Lynbrook. On the play was William Pasella. The running back goes by Will. He's been with the program for 4 years. Strong tackler. And his running back skills show off right there as he pounces on that ball. Good job by Will Pasella. A heads-up play. 2:54 again on this clock until the 12U championship is all over. Here comes the Titans. Three in the backfield. A tight end on the left side. Potash gets it. He's off and running on the left side. He's still moving. Tries spinning off a tackle, but steps out of bounds at the 50. Good play right there from Thomas Potash. And, I mean, this guy's just been an absolute stud all season. And let's take a look at the replay. In his 8th year, he's got no problem breaking past defenders. He's so elusive, lightning fast, and he's got a nasty stiff arm to go along with it. Potash, just an all-out beast. Now 2:47 on the clock. Lynbrook have burned their first TO. The handoff up the middle, it looks like it's Keeley this time. He's taken down by Carosa. Just over the 45-yard line on that run right there. And now Lynbrook are stringing together a decent drive, but it seems like it might be too little too late. There's the snap, another one right up the gut. And they get past the 40, about a 6-yard gain. That'll move the chains.
Brendan Barkley with the carry.
2 minutes on the clock. Lynbrook not going to use another TO. Looks like Brady Baysdow enters the game, the wide receiver corner duo. Potash has got it. He breaks off a few. It's Keeley, rather. Keeley finally gets pushed out. That's a good play right there by Luke Damiano.
Pushed out of bounds by Derek Millanata.
Also in the game, you've got Christopher Cerciello. He's playing on the defensive line, and he was out on the edge as well. Good effort right there from Blake Seidenstein to slow down Brett Keeley before he eventually gets pushed out by his teammates. A minute 25 on the clock now. Lynbrook have called another timeout. That's 2. Here comes the Massapequa defense out on the field. You've got guys like Vincent Sparacino on there. Also Derek Villanata, along with Lorenzo Robolino and more. Up top is the high safety. You've got Blake Seidenstein. Lynbrook with all their starting offensive players out there. And they've just been doing a great job today, as here's another run to the outside. Potash gets a first down and more. That'll move the sticks again. A fresh set of downs here as Potash even gets out of bounds to stop the clock. And here's that replay. Potash gets to the outside with blockers. And the Mustangs do get the stop. Good tackle right there by Lorenzo Robolino. A vicious linebacker who comes downhill and gets the tackle. Brett Keeley now up the middle. He breaks off a few defenders. And he pushes forward. It'll be another first down. Lynbrook have first and goal with a minute to go.
Brett Keeley with the run up the middle. First down.
The ref signal for the clock to keep moving, even though it does not.
Damiano.
Here's the handoff. Potash, open field, and it's a touchdown. Lynbrook strikes and puts themselves at 12.
Touchdown, Lynbrook.
A huge play right there from Thomas Potash, a veteran of this squad, and he's been great all year. Throughout the last 8 years, that is, for the Titans. He makes it 24-12, and here comes the 2-point attempt. But before that, let's take another look at it. I mean, what a blocking play by his teammates. First guy I saw on there was Mikal Miranda, as the PAT, or rather, yeah, there was a timeout before this 2-point conversion, so we're going to have another look at it before we get to that. But yeah, really nice play by Lynbrook right there. A huge drive. And here's the replay again. The snap right to Potash. And everybody is in front ready to go. Saw a huge block get tossed right there by Andrew Edwards. A.J. Edwards out in front. And now here the Titans come for the 2-point conversion with 58 seconds on the clock. They look to put themselves at a 10-point deficit. For the PAT, can Lynbrook get it? The kick is up, and it is good.
Yeah, the kick is good.
Great kick right there by the Titans. I believe it was Brett Keeley on the hold and Bryce Baccio on the kick. After that touchdown, we want to remind you guys, the individual highlight video, a huge part of what Varsity Media can do. If you want your own individual highlight, email jeff@varsitymedia.net to relive your athlete's season, his or her best plays of the year. Editing, effects, and music, all the rest involved. And I mean, who wouldn't want a little highlight of themselves to look back on right now, but also to look back on in the future? Here's a little list of the games, the Division I championships on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We've seen all these games been played today. You had the 9 a.m. with the 8-year-olds, 10:15 with the 9-year-olds, 12 p.m. with 10-year-olds. Last game was Farmingdale versus Massapequa. Right now, Massapequa looking to take home yet another championship win. And then Next up will be East Islip versus Farmingdale, the big dogs, the 13-year-olds at 5:15. That game will be right back here on Varsity Media Sports Network, and it'll be me again on the call with you guys for another 4 quarters. 58 seconds on the clock. Lynbrook is going to be kicking it. Massapequa with men in front. On a cold, bitter, windy day. The sun has come down, the lights turn on, and here's the kick from Bryce Baccio. It gets them all the way back to the 30-yard line, and Massapequa falls on it. Jamad Jackson was there, along with Casey Gilchrist, the running back, tight end, corner trio. Also, Thomas LaBarbera involved in the play. Jade Fleming accompanying LaBarbera on the sideline. Here's the Lynbrook offense. Or excuse me, the Massapequa Mustang offense. Led by the likes of Michael Verdi, Finn Hansen, Malachi Felician, Douglas Cristalis, Mulligan, Sherrick, and Jamad Jackson, who might just be the MVP of today. He's just had an incredible performance as that running back wide receiver duo. The clock ticks down at that 35 seconds. Massapequa just going to kneel this clock out. And that'll do it. Massapequa wins the game. 24-14 is the final score, and the Mustangs in rejoice. What a win, what a day for the Massapequa Mustangs. This roster just goes all out. Daniel Sherrick, Brady Bastow, Blake Seidenstein, Jamad Jackson, Thomas LaBarbera, Jair Rashid, Matthew Munoz, Jade Fleming, Brandon George, Luke Damiano, Douglas Cristalis, Luke Niemi, Casey Gilchrist, Malachi Felician, Aiden Carrozza, Lorenzo Robolino, Massimo Donofrio, Michael Verdi, Finn Hansen, Michael Blumensetter. Then you've also got Vincent Sperino, Jonathan Burek, Aiden Alonso, Jack Mulligan, Derek Villanata, and that rounds out with Christopher Cerciello. The winning squad of the 12 and under championship. Massapequa, what a day and what a game for everybody involved. That's it for the 12U championship. Thank you all for watching. This is John Baccio on the call. This has been a Varsity Media production. Thank you for watching, and you'll see us back for the